Greetings to you all, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sylvester Nzovu, and I'm going to make a presentation on the design secure architectural network for the giant company. First, I'm going to give a highlight on how I'm going to make the presentation, and this is the layout. One, I'm going to do an introduction. Second, we are going to look at the enterprise IP network for the giant company 2022, and then what is the interaction of the enterprise IP network diagram. Then after that, we're going to look at the GVM scan result discussion, then security issues and implications of the advanced and novel networks and protocols, and then finally looking at the references. Okay, now starting at the introduction. Cybersecurity, looking at the cybersecurity professionals. And one of these is that cybersecurity must be able to reduce and mitigate vulnerability of an organization's network through designing a robust, secure network. And what do we mean by robust and secure network? Here is a diagram looking at the architecture, how it's designed, and all that. And from our left, we have a coffee shop. Then we have a PC one, that is personal computer one. We have personal computer four. We have personal computer two, personal computer three, and all these. In between, we have a customer here who is stealing, and there's a stealing list. Then we have a virus here, and this virus has an outdated antivirus signature. Then we got office, somebody going to the office in the morning. Then on the other hand, we have a firewall, we have internet, we have an attack on the other side. Then we have got a DCL here, and then we have got a server with a customer, the servers with all the customer lists, which are situated here. Now, the next thing we are going to look at is the interaction of the enterprise IP network diagram. And in this is going to look at the IP address, similar to how the postal service specifies addressing to allow various address for each home, apartment, and places of business. IP defines addresses so that each host computer can have a unique IP address, similar to how the post office can function to forward data packets so they reach their destination's IP. The IP addresses describes the routine procedure to enable routers to do the same. Then we are going to look at the next one. And the next one, we are going to look at firewalls. How does it interact? Looking at the firewalls. And the most well-known security technology firewalls stand between the enterprise network and the chilly, insecure internet. It's the responsibility of the firewall to block any traffic that the network or the security engineer deems dangerous. For the most part, the firewall examines the applications layer headers and the transport layer port numbers to block certain ports and applications from sending packets into the enterprise. Then looking at the next one, and in this, we are looking at one technique that can be used to carry out any of these attacks within that architectural design is the computer virus. And what do we mean when we talk of a computer virus? And computer virus is a type of malware that is unintentionally downloaded from the website or email to an unknown computer user. A virus could just disrupt a computer operations, or it might take data and transmit it back to the attacker. Looking at nowadays, the majority of computer employ antivirus software to keep an eye by known viruses and stop them from entering the system. The antivirus technology, among other things, loads a list of all the known traits of viruses, also referred to as virus signatures. And then looking at the next, okay. when you look at the access from wireless local area network, users have access to the rest of the enterprise's devices via the wireless local area network because the wireless radio waves may exit the structure. An open wireless local area network enables a user in the coffee shop across the street to connect to the enterprise network, which allows the attacker, which is on PC1, to move to the next stage of trying to access the computers in the enterprise. Then, when you look at the mobile laptops that are infected, if a worker brings their laptops, that is like the PC number two, home without a firewall or any other security measures, the laptop may get a virus. The laptop then connects to an enterprise network when the user gets back to work in the morning, and the virus then spreads to the other computers, such as the computer number three. The user of computer number three may have skipped performing the daily usual antivirus software scans because they found them maybe annoying, which may have contributed to the vulnerability of the computer number three. Then, looking at the next, we have also the employers who are unhappy. That let's look at the example of PC number four. User intends to switch companies. He downloads information from the network into a USB flash drives on MP3 or MP3 player. This makes it possible for him to transport the whole client database in a device that is simple to hide and take outside the facility. Then looking at the GVM scan results discussion, and basically we are going to look at what is all this about. And the Apache HTTP server is a well-liked web server application that is employed by several websites. An adversary could be able to access private data or take over the server by exploiting a flaw in the Apache HTTP server. When you look at MySQL database server, the MySQL database server is a popular database management system, and vulnerability in the MySQL could enable a hacker to access private information data or to take control of the entire database. Then OpenSSL. OpenSSL is also a popular open source cryptographic library. A vulnerability in open source uh, basically could allow an attacker to decrypt encrypted traffic or to spoof certificates within the organization. Then, looking at the other part, security issues and implications of advanced and novel network protocols. What do we really mean here? And basically, looking at this, we are looking at advanced and novel network protocols. Advanced and novel network protocols, such as the IPv6 protocol, can be more vulnerable to attack than older protocols. This is because they may not have been as thoroughly tested and may contain unknown vulnerabilities. Looking at security patches should be applied to all systems in order to mitigate the risk of attack. Then access control measures such as the firewalls, intrusion detection systems should be properly configured to prevent unauthorized access systems. The next one that we're going to look at the end of the day, after all looking at this, we have where then did we get all this information? And we have areas of references that we have been able to gather all this information to make these presentations. So, in case you have any area that you need more clarification, then please hesitate not. You can be able to get in touch with me to be able to give clarification to areas that you think you need more clarifications. Meanwhile, thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for listening to me. And until then, have a good evening. Thank you.